Amplia Therapeutics is an Australian clinical stage pharmaceutical company focused on developing new approaches for the treatment of cancer and fibrosis through two potent and orally available inhibitors of focal adhesion kinase. Ahead of appearing at the Stocks on Track event in Sydney, Amplia Therapeutics Chief Executive Officer and Managing Director Chris Burns joins me on the Stock Network. Chris, welcome to TSN.
Pleased to be here. Thank you, Lel.
Now, firstly, Chris, in simple terms, can you explain to us what is focal adhesion kinase and how your company's drugs could be used to improve the treatment of cancer?
Focal adhesion kinase, or FAK, is a protein that's present within cancer cells, often overexpressed in cancer cells. And that kinase, that protein, actually has some activity that drives the cancer growth, that drives resistance to chemotherapy, and also contributes to actually fibrosis, which is a kind of scar-like tissue that builds around the cancer and inhibits the ability of drugs to target the cancer. So by our drugs actually inhibiting that kinase, we stop the cancer cells growing and we open up some of this fibrotic tissue so that other drugs can better penetrate the tumours and kill the tumours.
Excellent. And I noticed you recently completed enrollment for a phase 2A clinical trial in advanced pancreatic cancer 2 months ahead of schedule. Can you outline what you're looking to achieve from this trial and also when we can perhaps expect to see results?
Certainly. So our drug is combined with the standard of care chemotherapy for pancreatic cancer, which in Australia is 2 drugs. So we add our drug on top of those 2 drugs. The patients are getting their normal chemotherapy and then our drugs. So what we're hoping to show is that by adding our drug on top of that chemotherapy, we're getting a better clinical outcome for those patients, which means longer time where their cancers are not growing, better outcomes, if you like, across a whole range of different measures. We've recruited now over 50 patients for our clinical study. We did do that ahead of schedule, which I think reflects a lot of enthusiasm for the trial from clinicians and indeed patients. And of course, the hard work of the team here at Amplia. And we expect to have top-line data, by which I mean statistically valid data that we can speak to by early Q3 this year. We've already reported some preliminary data, which has been very positive, showing the drug is well tolerated and showing early signs of efficacy. But we'll have more data for more patients early Q3 this year.
Excellent. And when it comes to the broader addressable market here, can you give us some, shed some light perhaps on the challenges in pancreatic cancer treatment at the present, and also how big the global treatment market is for the disease?
Yeah, so pancreatic cancer, as I think many of the viewers will know, is a terrible cancer, terrible diagnosis to hear. Most pancreatic cancer patients, unfortunately, will succumb to disease within 5 years. So there's a 13% survival, 5-year survival for pancreatic cancer. And advanced pancreatic cancer, that means cancer that's spread elsewhere in the body, which is what we're targeting, has a 3% 5-year survival. So it's a very, very challenging disease to treat. We believe our drug can address that market, and we're already seeing positive data, as I mentioned. The overall market for pancreatic cancer treatment is over $2 billion at the moment. There's predictions that by 2037, so looking sort of 10 years, 12 years ahead, that will be well above $10 billion. There's a lot of drug development going on in pancreatic cancer, and we feel that we can be part of that treatment options going forward.
Thank you, Chris, so much for your insights, and look forward to seeing you at the Stocks on Track conference to hear more about the opportunity that you're pursuing.
Thank you very much. I'm looking forward to it.